Why does love feel so temporary now? We live in a time where feelings expire faster than milk in the fridge. And what if I told you that it's not because love has lost its power, but because we've forgotten how to hold it? There's a hidden truth about relationships that almost no one talks about. A truth that explains why so many of them crumble, even when the love was real. And if you understand this truth, it could change the way you love. Forever. See, most people think relationships end because people change or the spark dies. But what if the real reason was something much deeper? Something woven into how we connect, how we communicate, and how we choose each other in the first place. Think about it. Our grandparents didn't have dating apps, endless distractions, or thousands of strangers a swipe away. When they loved, they didn't just fall into it, they built it. They didn't think of love as a feeling you chase, but as a commitment you keep alive through every storm. But today, it's different. We want instant results. We want love to be easy. We're terrified of boredom, allergic to discomfort, and addicted to novelty. And that's why so many relationships don't last, not because they can't, but because we don't know how to let them. In the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey, a real one. We'll uncover the silent killers of modern love, the mistakes we don't even realize we're making, and the mindsets that can keep a relationship not just alive, but unbreakable. By the end of this, you'll see love differently. You'll understand what almost no one else understands. And maybe, you'll never look at your relationships the same way again. The first silent killer of modern relationships is something our generation wears like a badge of freedom: the illusion of endless options. We've been trained to believe that if something isn't perfect, we can just replace it. If a partner annoys us, if there's an argument, if they don't meet every expectation, we leave. We don't fix. We swap. Dating apps, social media, even casual conversations with strangers, they've made it feel like there's always someone better just around the corner. We scroll through faces like we're shopping for shoes, forgetting that behind every profile is a real person with flaws, fears, and a story that takes time to understand. This mindset creates a dangerous habit. The moment things get hard, we stop thinking about how to grow together and start wondering if we should find someone easier. We've turned love into a convenience store instead of a garden. In a convenience store, you grab what's quick, and if it's not what you wanted, you toss it out and grab something else. In a garden, you plant, water, and nurture, even when it's slow, even when it's messy. But here's the trap: more options don't necessarily mean more happiness. In fact, too many options can paralyze us. Psychologists call it choice overload. The more options you have, the harder it is to commit to just one. And commitment isn't just about saying, "I choose you." It's about choosing that same person again and again, even when the newness fades. So ask yourself this: are you leaving people because they're truly wrong for you, or because you've been conditioned to believe there is always something better? Because love isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about building something so real that perfection doesn't matter. Another reason relationships don't last anymore: we've confused the spark for the foundation. When we meet someone and feel that rush, the butterflies, the adrenaline, the late night texting until sunrise, we think it's love. We think, this is it, this is the one. But chemistry is not the same as compatibility. Chemistry is fireworks. Compatibility is the house you build after the fireworks fade. The truth is, and sparks are meant to fade. Not because the love dies, but because our brains can't live in constant adrenaline forever. Real love happens in the quiet moments, when you're sitting in silence, when you've seen each other at your worst, when the masks are gone. But so many people mistake the end of the honeymoon phase as a sign something's wrong. They chase the next high, the next new person who makes their heart race. And in doing so, they never get to experience the deeper, more stable kind of love that comes with time and effort. Think of it like a campfire. Chemistry is the spark that lights it, but compatibility is the wood that keeps it burning. Without the wood, shared values, mutual respect, emotional safety, the fire dies no matter how bright it started. We live in a culture that worships passion but forgets partnership. We don't just need someone to make our heart race. We need someone who will stand next to us when the storms hit, when life gets heavy, when the world feels cold. So here's the truth. The person who gives you butterflies isn't always the person who can build a life with you. And until we learn the difference, we'll keep falling in love fast, and falling apart just as quickly. One of the most underrated reasons relationships collapse isn't the absence of love, it's the absence of healthy conflict. Most of us grew up watching two extremes. Either fights that turned into screaming matches, slammed doors, and silent treatments. Or no fights at all, where problems were buried under smiles until the relationship rotted from the inside out. We enter relationships thinking that conflict is a sign of incompatibility. So when the first real disagreement happens, we panic. We think, if this was the right person, we wouldn't be fighting. But that's not true. Conflict is inevitable. It's how you fight that determines whether your relationship survives. Healthy conflict isn't about winning. It's about understanding. It's two people on the same team facing the problem together instead of turning against each other. The problem today is that most people don't fight to understand. They fight to defend themselves. They fight to be right. They weaponize silence, sarcasm, and social media posts instead of sitting down and saying, hey, I don't want to lose you over this. Let's figure it out. And because we've never been taught how to navigate conflict with love, many relationships die from small, fixable misunderstandings that were never actually addressed. Here's the truth. A strong relationship isn't one without storms. It's one where both people hold onto the boat and choose to weather the storm together. If you can't talk through the hard stuff without breaking each other apart, the relationship will always stay fragile, no matter how good the good times are. If you've made it this far, it means something about this message hit home, and that alone makes you different. Because most people would have clicked away by now thinking, yeah, whatever, I already know why relationships don't work, but you stayed, you listened, you reflected. That tells me you're not just looking for love. You're looking for something real, and that's rare. Here's the truth. Relationships today don't fail because love has lost its magic. They fail because we've forgotten how to treat love like the living, breathing thing it is. We don't feed it patience. We don't protect it from distractions. We don't fight for it when it's under attack. But you can change that starting now. Because the moment you decide to stop chasing perfection, to stop treating love like it's disposable, you're already ahead of most people. You're giving yourself the chance to experience something deeper, something that doesn't just survive time. It grows stronger with it. Be proud of yourself for finishing this. Not many people sit with truths that challenge them, but you just did. And maybe years from now, when you're in a relationship that others envy, you'll look back and remember this moment. The moment you realize that lasting love isn't found, it's built. So hold on to this message. Let it sink in during the quiet moments. And when the storms come, because they will, remember that love isn't a game you play to win once. It's a choice you make every single day. Now, take a breath. Don't rush to the next video, the next distraction. Let this silence be the space where the truth settles inside you. Because this right here could be the moment that changes the way you love forever.